How midakiepi. Hello, my relatives. For centuries, the Dakota people have called the Minnesota River Valley and surrounding areas home, long before statehood or contact with European traders and settlers. It was in this region that bands of Dakota, including our Shakopee Mdewakanton ancestors, were sustained by their relationship with the earth and their surroundings. Guided by the sun, moon, and celestial bodies, we moved our villages seasonally to hunt, fish, harvest, and plant. These seasonal migrations allowed us to care for our families and our communities. We were connected to our homeland, to our traditions, and to each other. This natural cycle was severely disrupted as French traders arrived in the 1600s and United States settlers arrived in the early 1800s, forever changing the Dakota people's way of life. During the treaty-making period throughout the 1800s, broken promises and conniving dealing resulted in dislocation, dispossession, starvation, and eventually one of the darkest times in Minnesota history, the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862. Over a century of purposely harmful federal policies had seen our lands and sovereignty diminished. The Dakota and Minnesota were left with nearly nothing. Small land bases recognized in the 1880s gave the Dakota a small foothold and a place to build homes and establish modern tribal governments. In the years leading up to 1969, many of our people living in Prior Lake, Shakopee area were struggling to satisfy basic living needs. Roads were unpaved, running water was scarce, and access to health care and economic opportunities were limited. The odds were truly stacked against us, economically, socially, politically, and physically. And yet, we as a people did not lose our hope. Our relatives persevered and began the long, arduous battle to gain recognition from the federal government as a sovereign nation with sovereign rights. Finally, on November 28, 1969, the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community became a federally recognized tribe, establishing a sovereign government and economic system. A cycle of rebirth and renewal began, providing the chance for a better life and livelihood for our people following decades of forced displacement and hardships. Slowly, we began exploring and developing some of the economic opportunities we were afforded as a sovereign nation. Economic development became a top priority for the tribe in the 1980s and 90s. And in October 1982, we opened Little Six Bingo Palace. The high-stakes bingo hall quickly became a regional draw, attracting visitors by the busload from across Minnesota. Its immediate success marked a turning point for the tribe, opening the door to new economic opportunities and a more promising future for tribal members and other people living in the area. Furthermore, with the passage of the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act in 1988, the United States Congress recognized our inherent right to operate tribal government gaming and also created a regulatory framework for such gaming activities. During this time, Minnesota tribes partnered together and created the Minnesota Indian Gaming Association out of necessity to advocate for the growth and protection of the new tribal gaming markets. As a result of these unified efforts, Minnesota tribes were the first in the nation to negotiate and sign tribal state gaming compacts for video games of chance and for blackjack under the requirements of the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act. With these strong tribal state gaming compacts in hand, the SMSC opened Mystic Lake Casino in 1992. The opening of Little Six Bingo Palace and Mystic Lake Casino marked an era of economic self-sufficiency for our tribe. After years of poverty, we finally had the means to provide for our people and strengthen our sovereignty, including enabling improvements in healthcare, infrastructure, housing, cultural preservation, and tribal governance. It also opened the door to other opportunities. Economic development soon began to extend in directions other than gaming. In the 1990s, the tribe opened several enterprises, including a convenience store, a fitness center, a child care facility, an RV park, and the addition of a hotel to Mystic Lake Casino. The SMSC's growing presence in the area also paved the way to begin building relationships with local governments and community organizations. On July 28, 1993, the SMSC signed a historic agreement with the City of Prior Lake to provide police, fire, and emergency services to the community. Today, the Shakopee-Mdewakanton Sioux community is one of the largest economic contributors in the region and the largest employer in Scott County, with over 4,000 employees. We own and operate a broad portfolio of enterprises, from gaming and hospitality to childcare, retail, and organics recycling. Through these diverse enterprises, the SMSC strengthens the local economy by providing jobs, charitable donations, and voluntary payments for municipal and county services. Our thriving tribal government offers robust services in healthcare, housing, education, natural resource management, and emergency response. Our enterprises, including Mystic Lake Casino Hotel and Little Six Casino, help fund these tribal government programs and support broader initiatives across the state and the entire United States. Our employees are eligible for one of the most comprehensive compensation packages available, offering generous benefits to enhance their well-being. Our on-site health clinics provide a full array of services for our tribal members, our employees, and their families, and our Scott County Native population. Some of the services we provide include chiropractic care, physical therapy, vision clinic, behavioral health services, and pharmaceutical services. In addition to investing in our people, we also protect and preserve Mother Earth through sustainability initiatives like Native Green, community gardens, renewable energy, green roofs, water reclamation, and land stewardship programs. With the success of the gaming enterprise and other economic ventures, the SMSC embraces the opportunity to help communities locally and across Indian country. A core pillar of our Dakota people has always been to give, to help uplift others through charitable giving, grants, and partnerships. Over the years, the SMSC has become one of the nation's leading philanthropic tribal governments, distributing hundreds of millions of dollars in grants and donations to other tribes, nonprofit organizations, educational initiatives, and surrounding communities. The SMSC's growing presence in the area has also paved the way to begin building relationships with local governments and community organizations. Today, the SMSC has more than 60 agreements with local governments related to shared priorities such as public safety, natural resources, road projects, and infrastructure. As a sovereign nation, we value partnerships that respect tribal self-determination while addressing shared challenges across Minnesota. From emergency response collaboration to infrastructure development, we remain committed to building bridges, government to government, community to community. As we look to the future, we will continue to protect our sovereignty and provide for the well-being of our members, while also focusing on being a good neighbor, good employer, and good steward of the earth. Dokshta ake wachiankekte. We will see you again.